Maricopa County in Arizona experiencing glitches with some tabulation scanners malfunctioning at about 20% of their polling stations. State election officials say that the issue was resolved swiftly, pointing to a technical problem with printer ink. Officials were able to resume the count and say the issue did not compromise the integrity of the election. And yet, Republican candidate for governor in Arizona, Kari Lake, questioned the process there. So listen, let's discuss now with someone who knows about it. Joining me now to talk to us more about what happened is Maricopa County Board of Supervisors Chair Bill Gates. Chair, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning to you. Don Lemon here, as well as John Berman. We're both going to ask you a couple of questions here. I just want to know, should voters there in Maricopa County, should they be concerned about their votes and whether their votes will be counted?
Well, thanks for having me. And no, they should not be concerned, as you just mentioned there, because of the great work of our poll workers and our technicians to determine what the issue was. We were able to get those tabulators back online, and you're right, the issue was with the printers and with the ink. But here is the bottom line for everyone. Everyone who showed up yesterday with valid ID, because we have a voter ID law here in Arizona, they had the opportunity to vote a ballot, and that vote is going to be counted. And here's what we know now that we've looked at the numbers. About 7% of the ballots that were voted yesterday on Election Day went down into what we call Box 3. So they were not run through the tabulator. They're at the vote center, but they are secure, and they will be tabulated in our central count facility.
Okay, can you clarify that? Because we had heard there was a tweet from Maricopa County that we saw that all Election Day vote had already been processed. Is that different than being counted? Has all Election Day vote been counted at this point?
Yeah, not all election votes have been counted. We've had a little bit, somewhere around 210,000 or so, but those 17,000 have yet to be counted, and we will be starting that process today.
So 17,000 Election Day votes, in-person Election Day votes, as distinct from mail ballots?
That's right. So we have about 90,000 mail ballots. These are ones that came in after Friday, but before yesterday. Those are yet to be counted. And then also, we don't know how many mail-ins came in yesterday. So in other words, under Arizona law, our residents can take a mail-in ballot and drop it off on Election Day. We do believe estimates, probably about 200,000 more. We will know by about mid-morning today, and we'll be able to report an exact number.
You said after Friday, but before yesterday. Does that change any of the calculations that you're making here?
No, but it does give us a breakdown of the votes. So 17,000 in-person votes left to be counted, in-person Election Day votes to be counted in Maricopa County, about 90,000 mail-in ballots that were received by Friday, and then a certain number, and I'm not sure I fully understood, 200,000 that arrived between yesterday. You don't know that.
Yeah, roughly. Again, those all came in late last night from our different locations. They're at the central tabulation center. But like I said, we'll have firmer numbers mid-morning today.
Can I ask you about, because of that technical issue, there was this lawsuit to keep the polls open an extra 3 hours. A judge denying this request that the polls closed on time there, or to be extended. So what do you say those who are using, because there are people, even the candidates who are using this to try to cast doubt on the integrity of the voting process there?
Well, again, we've been dealing with that here for a couple of years. A lot of misinformation out there that we've had to address. Here's the bottom line. We apologize for the inconvenience that people had to deal with yesterday. We certainly did not want to have that happen. But what happened yesterday should not be used to question the integrity of the election. Again, everyone who was checked in, who showed up with a valid ID, they had the opportunity to vote, and those votes are going to count. The 17,000 or so that I mentioned to you that didn't go through the tabulator at the vote center, they have been secure since they were placed in that Box 3. They were transported by a bipartisan board, Republican and Democrat, down to the central count facility. And like I said, today we will start the process of counting those at the central count facility where all of our early ballots are. And by the way, in a majority of Arizona counties, day of election votes are counted just that way. They're counted at the central count facility, not out on site at the vote center.
On the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors, Bill Gates there. Thank you very much. We really appreciate that. So, John, it's interesting to see how
Thank
many
you.
votes. That's a lot of votes out. And you
Yeah.
said, but you said it doesn't really change the calculation.
Well, I know it's hard to tell. So you have 17,000 election day. I'll put election day. That's what ED stands for here in this case, Don. Let's do 90,000 mail that will arrive by Friday, and then another number that was indeterminate, right? Undetermined. He said it could be, I think, as much as 200,000 of people who walked them in or arrived yesterday. So just don't know. I mean, I will tell you here, you would think this 17,000 votes election day favors Republicans. You would think this 90,000 mail that arrived by Friday favors Democrats. And then that remaining number, which we don't have a hard grasp on yet, who knows?
All right.